Have you ever had someone tell you what you can and can't do on your own property? That's exactly what happened to me. My name is Ethan Carter, and I own 43 acres just outside a quiet subdivision in Colorado. My family has owned this land for over 70 years. Long before the neighboring HOA even existed, this property was home to our cattle, equipment, and a private trail leading to a steep ravine. That ravine wasn't just dangerous, it was deadly. Over the years, deer had fallen into it. One ATV rider ignored the old fencing and nearly lost his life. So when I inherited the land, I replaced the broken barriers and installed a large reflective sign near the trail entrance. It simply read, "Private property. Danger. Steep drop ahead. No trespassing." Clear. Legal. Necessary. I thought that was the end of it. I was wrong. 3 days later, I noticed something strange. The warning sign was gone. At first, I assumed the wind had knocked it over, but then I found it lying in a ditch with tire marks across it. Someone had intentionally destroyed it. I installed another sign. This time, I added a trail camera. 2 nights later, the camera caught everything. An SUV pulled up. Out stepped the HOA president, Karen Mitchell, along with another board member. Karen pointed at my sign. She laughed. Then the two of them ripped it out of the ground and tossed it into the back of their vehicle. I couldn't believe it. The next morning, I drove to the subdivision entrance and politely asked Karen why she had removed my warning sign. She folded her arms. "That sign makes our neighborhood look unsafe," she said. I blinked. "It's on my land." She smiled. "Your property affects our property values." I told her she had committed trespassing and property damage. She simply walked away. I figured the security footage would settle everything. Instead, things got much worse. The following afternoon, 2 sheriff's deputies pulled into my driveway. One deputy approached carefully. "We receive reports that you're placing threatening signs near the subdivision." Threatening? I handed him a copy of the sign. He read it twice, then looked confused. "This just says private property. Danger. No trespassing." Exactly. The deputy asked where the complaint came from. I pointed toward the subdivision. The HOA. Just then Karen drove up in her golf cart. She marched over confidently. "Officer, that's a sign. He's trying to scare our residents." The deputy calmly asked her one simple question. Does he own this land?" Karen hesitated. "Well, technically." "Then why can't he post a safety warning?" She didn't have an answer. Instead, she accused me of making the neighborhood look dangerous. That's when I showed the deputies the trail camera footage. They watched silently. There was Karen, clearly removing my sign, clearly trespassing. The deputies looked at each other. Then one of them turned toward Karen. Why were you on his property?" Her confidence disappeared instantly. She claimed she was protecting the community. The deputy wasn't buying it. He informed her that entering private land and removing someone else's property could be considered criminal trespassing and vandalism. Karen's face turned bright red. But the story still wasn't over. A week later, I received a certified letter from the HOA. They demanded I remove all warning signs because they were visually offensive. The funniest part? They attached HOA rules that only applied to homeowners inside their subdivision. I wasn't even a member. My land wasn't part of their HOA. Their rules meant absolutely nothing to me. Instead of arguing, I hired a property attorney. He laughed when he read the letter. Then he sent the HOA a formal legal response explaining exactly where their authority ended. A few days later, the HOA stopped contacting me. But karma had one final surprise. During a county safety inspection, officials discovered that several HOA walking trails extended onto my property without permission. Those trails had existed for years. No easements, no agreements, nothing. The county immediately ordered them closed until legal access could be established. Residents suddenly realized the HOA had been encouraging people to walk across private land the entire time. The board faced angry homeowners demanding answers. Several months later, Karen quietly resigned as HOA president. The new board reached out to me, not with threats, with an apology. Together, we signed a legal access agreement for emergency responders only. My warning signs stayed exactly where they belonged. And this time, no one touched them. Because sometimes, the biggest danger isn't the warning sign. It's the people who ignore it. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more unbelievable HOA dramas based on property rights, legal battles, and satisfying justice. Thanks for watching.